Jack, yeah, obviously congrats on the move to the Phoenix. Can you start what sort of attracted you to the club?
Yeah, I think mainly the coach. Having heard good things about him, he's worked with some top coaches in the past, I guess, as an assistant role, and he's stepping into to be the gaffer, and he guess sold me the club and the opportunity that it presented to come over and work with him and the other coaching staff and to be a part of the Phoenix was something that I really wanted to do and a good change of scenery for myself, a new opportunity, a new challenge, and yeah, so that was it basically.
Have you had any dealings with Giancarlo before? I was just thinking you were at Sutherland at one point, he was at Sutherland at one point. Don't know if your paths crossed or the timeline sort of aligned at that point.
No, not in a personal sense. My journey, I guess, into the A-League had just started when I think he was moving into the senior team at the Sharks. But funnily enough, my dad was the kind of first team manager involved in the club still, just I guess for him for something to do. And so they actually crossed paths. I think it was back in 2011 or so, a fair while ago. But no, I haven't had a chance to work with Giancarlo before myself.
What's it like? Yeah, he's going to be a head coach for the first time as a player. What sort of gives you the confidence to want to play under a first time coach?
I mean, it's I guess looking at the history that the coaches he's worked under and the success they've had, he's had a really good grounding in building up his knowledge of the game from people who have worked at the highest level. So, but for me, it was just his personality and the way he, the conversations we had. There was only a few conversations, but I felt like he was someone who I wanted to play for, and yeah, as a player, being working under a coach who is stepping into that role for the first time is it's exciting because everyone's wanting to do well and everyone's hungry. So I think it's a positive thing.
Yeah, and how are you finding the balance too of the club have obviously got young Alex Paulson on the books, and I guess you're coming in as an experienced goalkeeper, and from what the club said, you're both going to compete for that number one sort of spot. But what are your expectations sort of coming in, and how do you sort of balance that in terms of mentoring a young player that's got a bit of promise, but also I'm sure you want to be the number one yourself.
Yeah, I think I'll be doing everything I can to be the number one. That's just the nature of the position and nature of sport. But I've been the older keeper, I guess, if that makes sense, in a number of teams. Now, going back to even when I was quite young, just how I guess A-League teams are structured sometimes with the salary cap and whatnot. So I have no issue with I guess being the more experienced keeper and wish Alex a great and successful career, and I'll be hoping to play a little part of that if there's a mentoring aspect or if there's anything I can help with. But I'm really looking forward to getting over there and working with him and the other keepers and Ruben, the goalkeeper coach, and just giving it a good crack.
Awesome, thank you.
G'day, Jack. I take it you've been to Wellington a few times. Are you looking forward to anything in particular, or what's it about Wellington? I guess the place that attracted you.
I'm just looking forward to experiencing, I guess, the New Zealand culture in a more deeper sense. Whenever you travel into Wellington, it's a quick trip. It's a couple of nights in the hotel, and you don't get to see too much of what it can really offer. And but every time I've been there, it's been a really enjoyable trip. The city seems like it's a really nice place to live, and from speaking to other boys who have been there recently, like Stephen Ugarkovic, who I knew quite well from our time at Newcastle together, that he really enjoyed it. So yeah, looking forward to getting over there and exploring New Zealand and Wellington itself.
Just the final one for me. Do you keep an eye much on the Phoenix season last season? And I guess looking at that roster and who is still there, do you see this as a team that can push a bit further in the finals next season?
Yeah, that's the aim. I think watch all the games, and the Phoenix had a good year, made the finals. Disappointing to go out, but I still think that there's enough quality in the team. Some of the foreigners, some of the foreigners that are still there. The likes of Zawada and those guys that have real quality. So I think if we can add another couple of signings, then the team will be really strong.
And so, are you on holiday in Greece, or you?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
this was actually me and my wife's honeymoon from a couple of years ago, that we had booked in during COVID times, when all that kind of hit. This got put on hold. So yeah, we've got a 10-month-old baby with us that we had not planned to have when we initially had this holiday booked a couple of years ago. So a little bit different than what we first expected, but still very enjoyable nonetheless.
Good man. Well, enjoy the rest of your holiday, mate. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much. Cheers.
Can I just ask too, Jack, have you been doing these sort of negotiations while you've been on your honeymoon, or has this been in the pipeline for a little bit of time now?
It's been in the pipeline for a little bit. I'm probably going to have to go and find someone who can help me sign a stat deck for my contract in Greece. But no, most of the negotiations have taken place in Australia. I've only just recently got over here, so yeah, interesting times. But it's good to have things finally sorted, and yeah, can now enjoy the rest of my holiday.
Yeah, and yeah, you mentioned Stephen Ugarkovic as someone you spoke to, but you've also played alongside guys like Glenn Moss and players who've been at the Phoenix before. So who were the people you sort of reached out to just to find out a little bit more about the club?
Yeah, my wife and Stephen's wife are close, so they spoke a bit about the city as well, and her experience in New Zealand, and yeah, I spoke briefly with Glenn as well, just about the coaching staff and the setup and as well. So no, I mean, I didn't need to be sold too much. Just yeah, really looking forward to getting over there now.
Yeah, and Ruben's quite young for a goalkeeper coach. How do you feel having a young goalkeeper coach to work with?
No, it's exciting. We're similar age, so similar probably influences growing up in terms of the keepers that we looked at and idolized. And I spoke with him quite early on when this came about. And, our philosophies, I guess, aligned with how we view the game and the position. So it's really exciting, and he's probably hungry to do well and to put all his effort into coaching as well, which is all you can ask for. So I'm really looking forward to getting into working with him and the other boys as well.
Yeah, and just a final one, is it a big move for the family? You mentioned you got a young one, moving across to New Zealand.
Yeah, it is a big move, but that's part of being a professional footballer. Yeah, taking, I guess, our young family to another country is exciting, but it does present some challenges. I guess taking her away from her support network and the family that she's got around. But at the same time, just looking forward to yeah, exploring a new country, a new city, and to have my family alongside me is really special. So yeah, looking forward to them coming to some games and get my boy out on the pitch maybe after a game once he's up running around kicking a ball. So I'm really looking forward to that.
No, it's awesome. Cool. Enjoy the rest of your holiday.
Thank you very much. Cheers. Great to speak to you.